Visit elmhurst.org to explore the new City of Elmhurst website. Find out the latest Elmhurst news, pay utility bills and parking tickets, report concerns, and much more. Elmhurst.org is an ideal way to discover what Elmhurst offers your business, your family, your life.
Good morning and welcome to Community Conversations. Thank you so much for coming to one of our last presentations, and we hope that it'll be very beneficial for everyone. My name is Kathy Jordan, and I am the chair of the Elmhurst Commission for Seniors. I'd like to introduce our other commissioners who you're only as good as the people you work with, and they're wonderful to work with, and they help with all these presentations. We have Grayson Haller, who is in the back. He's going to be our timekeeper today. Downstairs, we have Jerry Koppel, Kathy Lorenz, and Heidi Forbush. And there are others as well, but they're the ones that are helping today. The Commission provides information, advice, and advocacy to enhance the quality of life for adults in Elmhurst. What we try to do is provide you with useful and educational information so that when you have to make decisions, you'll be armed with the information you need to make good decisions. So hopefully today will be very beneficial. We'd also like to thank the City of Elmhurst, Pete DeCiani, and the City Council, because without their support, we wouldn't be here today. And then I'd like to give a round of applause for Lexington Square, because they provided us with the treats. So let's give them a round of applause. Just to let you know, this morning we have our panel, and what will happen is I will be introducing the first person, and after their 6 minutes, the next person will follow. Today we are providing you with a panel of experts about senior services. Now we have many senior services, but with the economic downturn, we felt that some of the services that we're sharing with you today or information will be helpful in this economic situation. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Erin from the City of Elmhurst, and she's going to speak to you about transportation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Erin Vandewaal. I'm the Deputy City Clerk right here at City Hall. My office is in administration on the second floor, and I'm here to talk to you about 3 separate programs available to seniors, Elmhurst residents ages 65 or older. All of these programs you can sign up for in person here at City Hall. Our hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. And as I said before, you must sign up in person. So keep that in mind as I go through these different programs. The first is the Elmhurst Taxi Program. That is a subsidized program for travel within the city limits of Elmhurst only. It's a cash-based program that works with any taxi company or driver who is licensed to operate in Elmhurst. So you know right off the bat that any driver who comes to pick you up through that program has gone through a background check with the city and has a good, clean driving record. Participants in this program may travel anywhere in the city limits for $1.40 cash each way for up to 20 one-way trips per month. People are always surprised at that, so I'm going to repeat it. If you're driving with this program, it's a regular taxi. You make a regular call to the company. They come and pick you up. Anywhere within the city limits, if you're going all the way from York and Grand to the new hospital all the way at Roosevelt, it's $1.40 each way. That does not include tip, but as with all tipping, that is your prerogative and up to you. But the $1.40 is paid by you in cash, and the city subsidizes the remainder of the trip. The Elmhurst taxi cards are issued, as I said before, in the administration office, and they're given to you immediately upon application. Once you come in, we're going to take your picture, we're going to give you a card. The card's going to have the phone number for all the licensed taxi companies in town, as well as your picture, your name, and an ID number. And once you get that card, you can start using it right away. There's no wait time. The second program is run by DuPage County, and subsidized again by the City of Elmhurst. It's called Pilot 2. Pilot 2 is for travel at half price anywhere in DuPage County. It's a coupon-based program, so once you receive your card, which takes about 2 to 3 weeks after you apply, you can purchase coupons in the administration office. The coupons cost $2.50 a piece and have a face value of $5 when you use them in the cab. So if your fare is $40, you would present 4 coupons that have a face value of $20, but for which you only paid $10. This program does not go to the airports, as both airports are in Cook County. But that's a very popular question, so I wanted to make sure everybody knew that Pilot 2 is strictly within DuPage. And the third and final program that you can sign up for here at City Hall is the RTA, Metra, and PACE Reduced Fare Program. This is a program that for a long time was completely free to seniors 65 and older. But the state of Illinois has changed it once again to be just a reduced fare program, unless you meet certain qualifications through circuit breaker. So if you are a senior who applies for and receives the circuit breaker discounts, you may be eligible for a totally free ride on Metra, CTA, RTA, and fixed route PACE services. Even if you're not in circuit breaker, you can still receive a reduced rate ride for these different travel opportunities anywhere within the 6-county region that Metra and RTA service. A passport-sized photo is required for both the Pilot 2 county program and the RTA reduced fare program. We can take that picture for you here at City Hall, but we do charge $5 to take and print your photo. You are also required to have a copy of a valid state-issued ID. So either a state ID or an Illinois driver's license are required. The city is proud to subsidize both the Elmhurst Taxi Program and Pilot 2. Senior transportation is a major priority for Mayor DeCiani, and I'm happy to be here representing him today and to let you know about our programs. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Gwen Henry, and I happen to be the DuPage County Treasurer. And you all will be getting a letter from me about in a week and a half. So I just warn you now. This is my second meeting today. People were asking today how soon they'll be getting that letter. That letter happens to be the tax bills coming out for the year 2011. And just as I told people today, the average, if you're expecting a decrease in your taxes, don't. The average increase in the tax bill is about 2.53%. So that's average. So some people have higher, some people will have lower. But I came to talk about some programs that are available for seniors in the real estate tax area. And the first one I want to mention, just to make sure that all of you have applied for and are receiving your senior residential exemption or homestead exemption. That's worth $4,000 deduction from your assessed value, which equates to somewhere, depending on your tax rate, somewhere between $200 and $300 a year in taxes. I'm amazed at how many seniors don't have that and have never applied for it. It's not automatic. We don't have any way the assessor has no way of knowing when you reach age 65. So it isn't an automatic exemption that's granted. You have to apply for it. You just have to provide proof of age and your ownership of the property. The other program I wanted to mention a little bit to you is the Senior Deferral Program, and I think is just a super program for seniors if they're in need of it or would like to take advantage of it. It essentially is a program where you can defer the taxes that you owe on your house until you sell the property or until you pass away. It's a program that's operated by the state of Illinois, and we administer it in our office. You make an application, and so long as your income is under $55,000, you qualify for the program. We ask for an application to be filled out. You come in and provide that information and proof of information, and we submit that to the state. The state actually pays your taxes and puts a lien on your house, and they charge a 6% interest that, again, is payable at the time you move, sell the house and move, or at the time you would pass away. I hear so many people saying, well, I want to leave my house free and clear to my children. Well, listen, folks, if you're having a hard time paying for your food, your medicine, To me, it's better that you get to take part in the tax deferral program than to leave your house free and clear to the children. It really is a great program. We had 397 people this past year sign up for it. It was an all-time high, and it really works very well for everybody. The biggest problem now is that if somebody passes away, their family's having a harder time selling the house, but the state gives them time to accomplish that and to pay off the property. So I would encourage you, if you're interested at all, to come in and talk to us about it. Unfortunately, you can't do it for this year. That application period is closed. It always closes on March 1st, but there's no limit to the number of people that we can serve in the program. So I would encourage you to look at it if it's something that interests you. Again, if it's a choice between paying your taxes and providing food and medicine for you, I'd take the food and medicine every day. So I'd be glad to answer any questions for you when the program is over. But it really is a super program. Thank you.
Good morning. It's good to see so many people here today. My name is Joan Hoff, and I'm honored to be representing the Elmhurst Walk-In Ministry, where I serve as a site volunteer and also a board member. So what is the Walk-In Ministry? I talked to several of you this morning, and no one knew what it was. Back in 1997, there were 3 church secretaries who got together, and they were talking about how difficult it was to meet the needs of the people who just walked into the church looking for financial assistance. They wanted to make the best use of their church's resources in this area, and they came up with the idea of a centralized location that would have a screening process and guidelines in place for eligibility and service. And it was a huge undertaking, but by October 1st of that year, which is almost 15 years ago now, the Elmhurst Walk-In Ministry opened its doors. At that time, we were located in the First Congregational Church. Now we are located at St. Peter's United Church of Christ. Although we are located in a church and we are given generous funding by many of the churches in town, we are not affiliated with any particular church. We are a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. We are entirely volunteer-run, and we have 39 volunteers and then 6 or 7 people from the community who serve on our board, none of whom are paid. Our operating expenses have never exceeded 7%, so 93 cents at least of each dollar donated to us goes to meet the needs of local families. So, speaking of those local families who are in need, when you drive around Elmhurst, it appears to be a very affluent and at least upper middle class community, and it is for the most part. But in 2010, 2011, and the first 3 months of 2012, we served 262 families. We met over 2,000 emergency need requests at an outlay of about $155,000. The majority of our funds go to assist our clients with rent, utilities, car repair, transportation, and medical expenses. Food is still a tremendous need in this community, and we are very fortunate that the food pantry over at Immaculate Conception Church and the clothes closet at the First United Methodist Church are within steps of our door. We also refer people down to the food pantry at the Yorkfield Presbyterian Church. We affectionately call the Walk-In Ministry EWIM, and EWIM provides snacks for children in the Elmhurst schools who apply for or are qualified for free lunch or financial aid, and we also can help families pay for educationally relevant field trips, band, orchestra, things alike in the middle schools. As I mentioned earlier, we are located at St. Peter's United Church of Christ, which is at 125 West Church Street. The entrance is off the back parking lot, and we are open from 10 to 12, Monday through Friday. On a typical first visit, we would complete an intake form and check for eligibility. Our eligibility guidelines require that clients be Elmhurst residents for at least 90 days. So they need a photo ID, some mail, or something that shows they currently live in Elmhurst and they have lived there for 90 days. Or if their children attend school in Elmhurst, they need a referral from the school social worker. Or if they are attending members of a church in Elmhurst, they need a referral from the pastor. Then we would look at the needs and determine the best way to meet those needs. Clients are always asked how much of a particular bill they can pay, And if the needs exceed what we can cover, or if the people do not meet our eligibility guidelines, we really work with them to find other resources that they can check out and hopefully be able to help them that way. Of course, we would like to do everything for everyone, but as needs have increased in this challenging economy, the contributions have also decreased. So we have limitations on how much and how often we can serve any given family. And because of that, our volunteers face some really tough decisions. But that's why there's always 3 of us on duty at the site. When we put our heads together, we can usually figure out the best way to help. One example is a young father who recently came to us. He had 3 children. He had a job, but he was barely able to make the monthly rent and utilities, pay for food, and there had been an illness in the family, and the medical bills were starting to pile in. So he also couldn't drive his car because it needed brakes, and he was worried about losing his job. So our volunteer did a great job in sitting down with him and looking at the whole picture. With the help of Meta Motors, we were able to get those brakes fixed and pay a utility bill that was probably about 2 months overdue. And we gave him information about the clothes closet. We sent him over to the food pantry, and were able to help him in that way. Some people come just twice a month to go to the food pantry across the parking lot at IC. And some people just come in during a crisis. They'll come for a couple of months, and then we never see them again. We would not be able to continue without the generous support of our local churches, individuals, businesses, service organization, grants, and fundraisers. Speaking of fundraisers, if any of you like to eat out, and I think a lot of people do, coming up on May 3rd, Francesca Amici, which is right down the street here, is having an Eat and Earn Day for us at lunch and dinner time. And then on the 23rd of May, Egg Harbor Cafe is doing the same thing. You don't have to bring anything with you if you go to eat on one of those days and just say you're there for the walk-in ministry, or write it on your tab. They will donate part of your bill to us. I hope this has helped to familiarize you a little bit with EWIM. Even if you don't need our services yourself, you may have a neighbor. Maybe you're looking for a place to volunteer, so I hope you'll keep this information in mind. And again, my name is Joan, and I'll be at the Elmhurst Walk-In Ministry table after the program today. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. I got to start off by telling you it was exciting to be asked to speak to a group of seniors because I'm creeping up on seniorhood myself. I turned 62 last year, I retired, and I have my ARP card, so I guess that means I'm getting close. But hey, it's good to be here. First of all, I should tell you my name is Terry Hennon. I am a 34-year And I guess I'd say I'm here today because as a member of the First Congregational United, but I'm really representing 10 who would all like to invite you to dinner. How many people have heard of Grace Cafe or been there for a meal? Hey, we have a few in the back. That's great. Well, if you haven't heard of it, and the location moves every month. So let me give you a little history here so I can clear up. Encouraged, we got good feedback from those who did come, And we thought, let's do this again. So we repeated it in 2010, and by 2011, we were seeing, 25 to 30 people, guests, at each of our dinners. Well, that was encouraging enough that we decided, hey, let's expand this even more. So those 4 churches went out and found 6 more, so now we have 10 churches involved, and we changed it. Instead of being 4 weeks in a row during Lent, we made it once a month for 10 months of the year. And I'll tell you, it's really picking up steam. We've had as many as 44 guests. The usual is someplace in the high 30s. But, those are just that's the statistical side of it. The real story here is that this has been a great experience for everybody involved. The feedback we get from our guests is that, hey, the meals are excellent. They're different at every church. It's all done by the parishioners pitching in. But a lot of people say that it's really the camaraderie that has really set this apart. So good food and the camaraderie, makes for a good event. Using my own church as an example, we were the last. So far this year we did March. We had 32 guests at our event. We had 20 members of our church there to do the cooking, the setup, the cleanup, the serving, etc. But a big part of their job really was to be a host. When you have someone come to dinner, you don't just sit in the kitchen and cook and clean. You're out there greeting your guests, and that's what we do. We're out there to talk with them, to eat with them, and have some fun. And anybody who was there, I think, would attest to the fact that it was a good experience. So let me put this invitation out to all of you. We have 3 left for this year. The flyers are out in the hallway, and with the location and the date for each one. And please come and see us. Whether it's the camaraderie you're looking for, the food, or a combination. Or if you want to come and just be a part of a great experience, we'd love to have you. I expect this to kick off again after our 2-month hiatus over the summer. I expect this to kick off again in September. So please look for the flyers later in the year for another year of this. So again, we'd love to have you come, and thank you.
Good morning. I'm Janet Driscoll. I'm with Metropolitan Family Services DuPage. Our Office of Senior Services is located right here in City Hall, downstairs on the first floor. And our social work staff can help in several ways. They can help you find information about a range of services that are available, including some of the wonderful services that have been described here today. They can help you find out who does chores, who does affordable cleaning, what kinds of legal services are available for your need. We don't provide those services, but we can help make sure that you know about what exists and how to access them. Our staff also provide consultation and counseling around a range of issues that can affect emotional well-being in later life. I think we're all aware of how profoundly our emotional health affects our physical health, and as well as every other aspect of our lives. Some of the common issues in later life that our staff address with older adults is coping with stress of any kind, dealing with grief and loss, depression. Now, depression is one of those illnesses that's not a normal part of aging. However, there are many life events, especially in later life, that can trigger depression. Anxiety is a common issue, coping with chronic illness, dealing with difficult family relationships. I think we all have those from time to time, as well as loneliness. And what counseling means is we meet with the senior individually, either in their home or in our Elmhurst office. We talk with them. We talk with them about helping to identify what is the source of the stress. And then we talk some more about it. And we help them think through what are some possible solutions, what are some things that could be done or be done differently to help manage the stress or help reduce it. We also offer a similar support to family caregivers of older persons. There are many spouses these days caring for their own spouse who may have dementia or another chronic illness. There are many adult children who are caring for their loved ones. This is both a very satisfying role, but also can be very stressful. So we can also provide counseling or consultation around coping with some of the difficult emotions that go hand in hand with being a caregiver, making difficult decisions, communication concerns and issues, just the process of asking for help, and then locating resources that are needed. We also provide some group services, and we have openings in a couple of those right now, so I want to highlight those. We provide a 60-plus women's support group, and that meets here in Elmhurst twice a month. It's led by one of our social workers, but it's primarily the peers, the women who attend the group, that support each other. They give and receive support. They come to us often struggling with some of the issues I described earlier, dealing with depression or anxiety or difficult family relationships. Those are very common themes. We also provide a family caregiver support group twice a month, and that's for families who are in the process of being concerned about and caring for an older loved one. That's also the peers in that group offer an immense amount of information and support to each other. And then we offer a very special group for grandparents raising grandchildren. It's kind of a unique population that sadly is growing in across the country. And so grandparents who have the 24/7 responsibility for caring for their grandchildren come to us twice a month, and we provide a dinner both for them and for their grandchildren. And then we provide childcare for the grandkids while the grandparents meet. And then I also just want to let folks know about our in-home senior respite program. We are providing that in Elmhurst currently and have been since 2000, I believe. Through that program, we provide screened and trained volunteers who then go into a family's home that they're matched with for 3 hours every week to spend time with a frail senior while the family caregiver, whether that's a spouse or an adult child, take a planned for and well-earned 3-hour break each week. We've been providing these services for 35 years. We are a nonprofit organization. We do want to make sure that you know that you are welcome either to call our office here or to drop in. Our staff are available many hours during the week, and they welcome drop-ins. So if you have any interest in any of these services, we hope will stop by and give us a little conversation. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Diane Schmidt, and I'm with the Elmhurst Police Department. It's good to see everybody out this morning. I'm here for a twofold purpose. One is to tell you that the Elmhurst Police Department has a group that's targeting just seniors for your participation that's called SALT. That's an acronym for Seniors and Lawmen Together. SALT meets once a month. I believe it's the last Wednesday of the month in the afternoon. We have a variety of people that are involved, from civilians to sworn officers. The SALT group presents information on community issues, crime issues. They invite guest speakers to come in and speak with you regarding insights into law enforcement. The SALT group also can facilitate some assistance through other departments and services that have been offered and spoken about here. I've been with the police department approximately 30 years. I currently am a civilian, and I'm assigned to the investigations division. I am active in public speaking regarding crime prevention, and we have currently presented to Lexington Square twice this year, to the Abbey twice this year, and we're looking to get out and continue to speak to all age groups throughout the community. We've also presented to Visitation Church, one of their senior groups as well. When we go out into the community, the second purpose for my being here today is crime prevention. Specifically, when we talk to seniors, it's regarding crimes that target seniors as victims. Now, the senior demographic throughout the nation, you are the fastest rising group throughout the United States. You make up about 13% of the population. Within Elmhurst, about 13% of our total contacts throughout the year involve senior citizens, either involved in a traffic accident or being a victim of a crime. However, seniors within the city of Elmhurst are the lowest demographic affected by crime. So you're doing a very, very good job of preventing yourselves from becoming victims. And that's one thing we want to stress this year and out at the discussion table is how you can prevent yourself from becoming a victim, how you can safeguard yourself and your property. And we also want you to go out and spread the word to your friends, your neighbors, and your family in how to do the same thing. That can be simply by locking your car door, by not leaving things in plain view on a front seat, by not opening your storm door for someone who might be knocking on your door that you don't know, whether it be a meter reader or someone saying, come on out in the backyard, I'd like to show you a property line. You don't leave your house if you don't know them. I'm happy to report that in Elmhurst, over the last 2 years, seniors have been very staunch in their stance within their home. If they see something that's suspicious and not right, they'll call 911, which is what we ask everyone to do. No one has fallen victim to a crime where somebody has posed as a meter reader, posed as a surveyor, and gotten somebody out of their house so someone else can sneak in and go get their property. It takes about 2 minutes for that to happen. So again, I'm here to help promote safety, help promote crime prevention, and to applaud the senior population for doing its job within the city of Elmhurst. If you have any questions regarding crime prevention discussions or presentations, if you have any questions regarding how you can better safeguard yourself, feel free to come to a SALT meeting. Again, that's Wednesdays, the last Wednesday of the month, 1 o'clock, Trish? 1 o'clock. Or call the department and ask for us to come out and give a prevention talk to any group. We've spoken to as few as 4 people at a time. We'll speak to groups of any number at a church, at a civic organization, evening, daytime, schools, wherever you'd like. So just give us a call and let us know what it is you'd like, and we'll be happy to try and provide you. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause for our presenters. They did an outstanding job. As you can see, we have a diverse panel, and it's very obvious that the city of Elmhurst supports seniors. We have transportation. They actually subsidize Metropolitan Family Services. Those are your tax dollars, and also the Meals on Wheels program as well. I'd like to thank Comcast for helping us communicate some of the needs of not only seniors, caretakers, and older adults in the community, because they really have helped us bring in more information and making you stronger advocates for us, and we really appreciate that. One of the things I'd like to share with you is that everyone should have received a Senior Pocket Pal, and that is just chock full of information. The Commission actually compiled all this information, and it does have activities, it has services, and it has information about transportation, and it's easy to store either in your pocket or your purse. So if you should have received one in the mail about 5 months ago, but if you need to have a replacement, they're out in the foyer. Make sure you help yourself to this. This is another, feature and way of the city supporting seniors. I'd like to end our program. I always like to end it with like a little upbeat saying, joy is found not in finishing an activity, but participating in it. So I hope today's participation by you has been beneficial. It has armed you with some useful information, and I thank you so much for helping us make community conversations a success here in Elmhurst. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Quigley, President and CEO of the Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce and Industry. In these challenging economic times, it's imperative that our residents and businesses band together to not only shop Elmhurst, but buy Elmhurst whenever possible. We have great stores in our city center, Spring Road, Butterfield Road, York and Villette Streets, St. Charles and Route 83, North Avenue and Lake Street, along North York and even Grand Avenue. I ask for your help. Let's keep our tax dollars in Elmhurst.
We live in some of the best communities in Illinois. We care about our neighbors. We work hard to preserve our quality of life. But there's something we forget about in Elmhurst. A river runs through it, and it's up to us to protect it. Our storm drains flow to Salt Creek, and that means our harmful waste does too. So try using fewer chemicals on your lawn. Avoid leaking fluids from cars. And grow native flowers and plants to absorb more rainwater. Don't muddy the waters. Do your part to clean up Salt Creek.